When the chronicles of year 2022 are written, the year will go down as a challenging one for the security sector, drawn from many sides to tackle crime, preempt crisis, and maintain law and order. Although the jury may not be out yet with a fair verdict on how well the nation's security apparatus acquitted itself in the face of these challenges, what is certain is that perpetrators of crimes and violence who went to work during the year under review did not go unchallenged. The year witnessed renewed commitment from the federal government, who, for instance, deployed the Tucano jets along with other platforms to quell insurgency in the northeast. That notwithstanding, experts say much more can be achieved with a more intelligence-driven and even community policing. On this, their submission tallies with the yearnings of Nigerians who crave a safer society. How well Nigeria did towards achieving that in 2022 and a forecast of 2023 with regards to scaling up effective security will be one of our features on Panorama today. I am Adeola Komiakere, glad to have you join us on Panorama this last Tuesday in 2022. Last Tuesday. Don't forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. Now we begin with pilgrimage. The batch of Christian pilgrims has been airlifted from Yola International Airport at Adamawa State. Out of the 193 Christian pilgrims, 164 are from Taraba State, while 29 of them from Gombe State, joining other pilgrims from Enugu and Anambra States. The pilgrims were seen in high spirits, ready for the spiritual journey and promised to be of good conduct while at the Holy Land. Nigeria, alongside other African countries, is getting ready to adopt the genome editing technology as a breeding tool in biotechnology in efforts to address the challenges of low agricultural productivity and poverty. This has become evident following a meeting of Conference of Parties and Policy Dialogue in this emerging technology from 6 AU member states at the instance of National Biotechnology Agency (NABDA) and the Africa Union Development Agency (NEPAD) in Nigeria. Justin Bem-Only reports.
Agricultural genome editing of crop plants is a rapidly advancing technology. It is a case whereby targeted characteristics in a crop plant are altered in a highly specific manner and with great precision, with the aim of increasing yield, resisting pest and diseases, as well as improving climate resilience. Gene editing was aspirationally endorsed under the African Union Agenda 2063. So far, only 2 countries, Nigeria and Kenya, have implemented guidelines for a case-by-case review of genome-edited crops, but no African country has yet approved one. Nigeria is inching closer to fully adopt this emerging technology. The country just recently hosted 6 African countries, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Ethiopia, Eswatini, and Zambia, for the Policy Science Practice Dialogue to enhance domestication and use of genome editing science in Africa, leading to the launch of a community of experts. The project, the African Union Development Agency (NEPAD) and NABDA facilitated.
The government of Nigeria proudly shares the vision of this project and will continue to support his activities.
For Nigeria, the excerpt by safety guidelines and boast explicit on genome edited products, providing the necessary regulatory environment for the introduction and adoption of the genome editing tools for the innovation of products and services for the teeming Nigerian populace.
You can use this technology to improve the health situation, the challenges in the plant, for it to not produce optimally to get the actual yield.
Relatively, a national communication strategy for Nigeria to enhance the use of genome editing technology to boost agriculture on the continent has been drafted. The drafted action plan put together by different stakeholders and experts outlines a clear strategic approach for communication and awareness creation on the technology. Justin Benuni, NTA News.
Talking security now, the Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Kalibaba has condemned the killing of a lawyer Omobolande Rahim, who was allegedly shot by a policeman attached to a Jiwe police station at Abuja, Lagos State. In a statement by the force, the IGP described the incident as unfortunate, sad, and has ordered speedy investigation and prosecution of the officers responsible for the ugly and unprofessional acts, while assuring the public of justice in the case. The IGP wants personnel of the force to be professional and people-oriented in the discharge of their duties and operate within the ambit of the law, as the force's leadership will not condone unprofessional acts. Meanwhile, the IGP has since commiserated with the family, friends, and colleagues of the deceased as he prays for the repose of his soul. Now, on so many occasions in year 2022, the resolve of government at various levels to ensure adequate security of lives and property was tested by pockets of security challenges in different parts of the country. In this report, our correspondent takes a retrospective look at the outgoing year, noting efforts to tackle the issues.
2022 will go down as a busy year which strained the human, material, and tactical resources of the nation's security apparatus.
People are scared to even go out. Even till now, people are scared to travel. We need more enforcement of security in every area.
The Nigerian security outfits, particularly the police, had to effectively contend with existing and emerging security challenges, including kidnapping, armed robbery, rape, and gender-based violence. In 2022, there were a series of rape and murder incidences that grabbed headlines. One of such cases was that of Andrew Nice, who allegedly raped and killed Banishe Ayonwola in a BRT bus in Lagos on February 26, 2022. There was also the case of the Abuja Kaduna train attack in March, the Oyo case, and other occurrences. While giving assessment of security situation in the year, experts say there is the need to review the laws to help prosecute crime.
We were not able to maintain consistency in our activities, consistency in our consequence delivery, like the judiciary. So many cases were not swiftly resolved.
In spite of the challenges, there are many positives. For instance, the deployment of newly acquired Tucano jets along with other platforms in the northeast has seen notable dissemination of insurgents, while deployment of more operatives is also winning the battle against traffic robbery in Lagos State. Combat gunboats have also been inaugurated to beef up security on the nation's territorial waters.
We are working assiduously to ensure that Lagos State is safe and secured. We have been able to deploy adequate human and operational resources at our disposal to all strategic points in Lagos State.
With 2023 and the general elections on the way, getting security right remains a national priority. The hope, particularly for the civil populace, is that the nation's security architecture will get necessary support in the form of intelligence and resources, as well as the right impetus to apprehend crime and insecurity before they thrive. In Lagos, youth, Ario Samuel, NTA News.
To other matters, the Christian Association of Nigeria is assuring President Muhammadu Buhari of continued support and loyalty of its members as he sustains efforts at bequeathing sustainable future and durable democratic culture for the country. The National Vice President of the Association, Reverend Stephen Panya, stated this when the FCT community led by the Minister Muhammad Musa Bello paid a traditional Christmas homage on the President. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the details.
This is the first time in 3 years the FCT residents, comprising Christian and Muslim communities, traditional rulers and elected representatives, will be paying Christmas homage on President Muhammadu Buhari due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is also the last, as his administration comes to an end in the next 5 months. It was therefore an emotional sight to behold as the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello and Senator Sumat Adeyemi, who represented elected officials, took turns to say thank you to the President for his impactful leadership and selflessness in service to the nation and humanity over the years.
I think it's a popular one that will remember you for the fact that you have a large heart. I must commend you for being able to stomach very good activism even for the national assembly. I wish also on behalf of the entire residents of the FCC to wish you well. To pray for God Almighty to grant you long life, peaceful and healthy retirement in next.
For the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, it was an opportunity to assure President Buhari of the loyalty and support of his members for his genuine commitment to Nigeria and Nigerians.
We know that you have been doing your best to see to the progress and prosperity of this nation. We want to reassure you that the Christian community is very, very fully in support of you and pray that God will bless your efforts and that this desire that you have to see that the suffering of the citizens of this nation is alleviated will begin to yield fruit.
Christians, he said, are not unaware of the challenges being faced, but will continue to support his administration with prayers towards finding lasting solutions.
We want to encourage you to continue doing your very best, and we believe that the Almighty God will hear our cry one day. He will intervene, and He will do what men cannot do. We are also praying that under your watch, God will enable a free, fair, and equitable election so that this nation will continue in the path of peace and the path of prosperity.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who thanked the FCT community for the visit, also appreciated Nigerians for their continued support, understanding, cooperation, and prayers, which he said his administration has never taken for granted.
Nigerians unfairly and expectedly, and I congratulate you and your families in this great day. I hope in 5 months' time, I will hopefully retire according to the constitution of the country and go back home. So that nobody can create any problem for me.
The minister, on behalf of the FCT community, later presented to the president a giant commemorative card in the spirit of the season. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
You're still watching Panorama, reaching you live from the Lagos Network Center of the NTA. Let's take a short break. More news when we return. Please stay on.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Still in the spirit of the season, Borno State government has reiterated commitment to support the military in all its operations to completely end insurgency in the northeast region. Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafo gave the assurance during a combined Chief of Army Staff and the Air Staff 2022 Christmas and New Year luncheon for troops of Operation Hadinkai held at Mai Malari Cantonment, Maiduguri. Maimuna Garba reports.
2015, the Nigerian Army has maintained the established tradition of treating troops in the front line in different theater of operations in the country to a luncheon during festive period to boost their morale and appreciate their sacrifice to their fatherland. In a message to troops, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, commended the troops for their resilience and spirit of patriotism, as well as other security agencies under Operation Hadinkai for the tremendous achievement being recorded in the fight against insurgents in the northeast region.
I implore you to maintain the spirit of patriotism and continue to do your best in this discharge of assigned duties and responsibilities. We must not rest on our oars, as it is pleasing to know that we are recording giant strides in defeating all detractors towards bringing lasting peace to our fatherland.
While paying tribute to officers and men who paid the supreme price in the ongoing operations against enemies of the country, General Yahya assures that the army under his leadership is committed to troops' welfare and that of their families. Appreciating the media for the existing synergy with the military, the Chief of Army Staff urged them to ensure balanced reportage of activities of the Nigerian Army in different theater of operations. In Damaturu, Mustafa Yusuf Musa, NTA News.
In same vein, officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force in the operational theaters in the areas facing security challenges have been hosted to a lunch by Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Oladayo Amao as part of the Christmas celebrations and to thank them for their commitment in securing communities from acts of terrorism. Haruna Mohammed reports that the Chief of Air Staff restated the readiness of the Nigerian Air Force to redouble its air operations to deal with any form of security threats before, during, and after the general elections.
Of air personnel in the front line is at the instance of the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao. Reasons is to acknowledge them for having a sleepless night in the past 365 days in dealing with bandits, kidnappers, and terrorists. In attendance are commanders and troops in theater of Operation Wild Punch and Operation Badamamaki from North Central and some other parts of the country. Was beyond whining and dining between the Air Force Chief and his guests, but an avenue of operational stock-taking. Air Marshal Oladayo Amao in a message reviewed successes recorded during the outgoing year.
Air support has been immensely instrumental to containing activities of terrorists and other enemies of the state.
While appreciating those involved in theater of operations, charged the troops not to relent but brace up with the 2022 elections around the corner.
We must sustain the tempo of our operations and continue the fight gallantly until all insurgents, bandits, whatever you may call them, are completely eliminated.
And this event is put together on the realization that these personnel are the critical component of the resources available to prosecute the operations that we are engaged in.
He said securing the country is a non-negotiable task, hence the need for them to step up operations. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Now, though the oil and gas industry is always affected by issues such as rising and diminishing consumer demand, price fluctuations, and geopolitical issues, it is believed that 2022 upped the stakes in terms of risk and uncertainty. However, key players in Nigeria insist the country has been able to weather the storm. Lydia Sampson reports.
Unveiling of NNPC Limited, expected to ensure energy for today and energy for tomorrow, is already yielding positive results, and experts note that realizing these lofty objectives will not be easy.
We are transforming our petroleum industry to strengthen its capacity and market relevance for the present and future global energy priorities.
This is great in the sense that we will now be just another national oil company like our peers in Aramco, Equinox, and very many other international national oil companies that we are seeing.
With constant agitations to fast-track transition to renewable energy sources, every day holds its share of surprises and risks.
The global community is now moving from oil to renewables. So now we decided that we must take the emphasis away from oil to gas.
When energy transformation efforts to reduce emissions have been baked into policies around the world, it is definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach. It is happening at different speeds in different countries. Now, Nigeria also battles supply chains complexities with recurring petrol queues. This is attributed to the high cost of importation occasioned by access to forests and fall of the naira, as well as complexities of transportation offshore and onshore.
Nigeria imports many goods, not just fuel. So all the imports that Nigeria do are actually susceptible to disruption. Yeah, and it is about making sure, and the disruption can be anything. Make sure the vessel comes on time. In the case of fuel, making sure that the vessel that then brings it onshore is on time and is always available. Then making sure there's no congestion on the roads, and that the loading goes seamless, and that the roads are actually helping us to bring the product as quickly as possible to its final destination.
A major challenge negating Nigeria meeting its OPEC supply code is the issue of crude oil theft. In 2022, the federal government commenced a collaborative onslaught against crude oil theft.
We're not just zeroing on those who are the actual criminals, but also those who are supporting them.
We cannot allow this to continue. The Navy is doing enormous work. They have met several arrests.
This is paying off as production hit 1.59 million barrels daily in December. The discovery of over 1 billion barrels of oil reserves and 500 million cubic feet of gas within the Kolmani area, as well as the huge potential for more deposits, is expected to intensify exploration efforts and wealth creation across the value chain.
Let's join Gift Judge for Sports Update.